We need to start our meeting.
We'll start it.
Okay. I need a motion to call the meeting with the Police Commission on November 6th to order.
So moved.
Second?
Second, Essie.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the agenda. We need a motion to approve the agenda.
For the police commission?
Uh-huh.
But I'd like to add something
Okay.
to the agenda, which is a discussion of things, a discussion about things that we discussed at the last meeting. Tom Jello presented a number of questions, etc. And I'm wondering, we're going to get feedback today from maybe the police chief or others on the board.
Okay. We need a list of them.
And are we having an executive session
Yes,
for the police commission?
yeah. It's on there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so have approval of the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second, Essie.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Okay, the first thing we have to do is authorize the approval of the Police Commission meeting minutes from October 23rd.
So moved.
Thank you. Second, Amanda, any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I don't think we have any, do you have any announcements about
do.
anywhere? You do, okay.
I
let's
got a
hear it.
handful of them.
Oh, you ready, Roseanne? Got a handful.
I'll email them to you as well, Rosanna. The first one is our new police tip line. For years, we've had an anonymous tip line that you can just call into. The number is the same as the detective division, 255-1357, and then you have to select option 3. But we've created a new police tip line that you can either email or text to and be completely anonymous. It's police-tipline@newpaltzny.org. It's also on our social media and on the police department's portion of the town website as well.
So that's an email?
Yep, it's an email, but you can text to it as well. We had MCS Tech graciously set it up for us, so we can text message to it, email.
So
or you can
people's
still call the
information
line.
will be anonymous going that way as well?
Yeah, it can be. If people want a response, we've already received several communications through it. Some people do it just because it's an easier, we can't text our dispatch center, so they can text that, and some people can choose to be anonymous. You don't have to be, whatever any individual prefers.
But if you're texting from your phone, how are you anonymous? Because you're giving your number.
Yeah, ultimately, the number would come through, but if they choose not to give their name, if they specifically state that they want to be anonymous, we then wouldn't reach out to them as, if it was something that generated a case or a call for service, we would just put it in as anonymous caller.
But you can look up the number,
Yeah,
reverse lookup.
you
So
could potentially.
It's not really anonymous when you send it by text and or email,
Correct.
because with a phone you can block the number.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we could go through legal process to, if it was something that a search warrant had to be obtained for, things like that, there's a legal process that you can take any phone number or email address and find out who it belongs to. But then you'd have to establish, reason to do that. If someone just wanted to give us a tip and didn't want to be named and just wanted it to be anonymous, they could submit it to that and then not provide their information.
No, I'm not objecting. I just want people to understand that it's not, if you use that method, it's not.
Correct. A phone number would
Necessarily
come through or an
anonymous.
email address,
Correct.
but they can choose not to provide their name, address,
Because
anything other
there's
than
no
the
more
information
paid
they want to
phones where
relay.
you can just put a quarter in and make a
Right.
call. Yeah.
You
Okay.
can always star 67 and block your phone number
Right.
and call us.
Right,
Okay.
but you can't do that.
Yeah,
with
if you
text.
dial star 67 and then call the 255-1357 line, it would just come up as no caller ID. They could hit option 3 and then leave, but then you'd have to leave an actual voicemail.
So maybe you could add that to your instructions on the website, saying
Yeah,
if you
it's
want
all-
to be anonymous, that hit the thing that you just said.
Yep, absolutely. That's that's posted on it's
Oh,
already on
okay.
social media. It's already on our website. That They
Okay.
have that option
Okay.
to call as well. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, did you, use any models? Like, I know other places have tip lines. I'm just wondering if there was anything we reviewed to see different model, if there are other models or anything of that.
Not
nature.
particularly. We've had the call-in tip line for over 20 years. Yeah, it's gone to our detective division, and then you just select option 3. We've had that for a long time. And then as far as the email goes, I just consulted with MCS Tech and asked them, what they were able to do for us that was already covered under our contractual agreement with them.
So I guess we'll see how it goes, and if people have concerns or complaints, we'll need to hear about that. Okay.
So I should get back to, I think we just approved the minutes, but I'm using this as a checkoff list of things that we discussed at the last meeting that should be some follow-up today. And let me just remind you, there are 5 points on those minutes that we just approved. And one is the commissioner in chief discussed the comments and questions that were submitted by Tom Jelliff, which include training, ICE monthly reporting, policies and procedures. So that's kind of on a laundry list of things that somehow the police chief and the police commission needs to follow up on.
So Edgar, can we let him finish his announcements?
I thought he was done. with
Oh, we
the
won. He
No,
said he
that
had.
was the
3
first
more.
one. He
Yeah.
said he had a few.
Okay. Then we'll get to it.
Next one is our November conversations with the police. It's going to be Thursday, November 20th at 11 a.m. And it's going to be here at the police department. The third announcement I have is we're offering free gun locks and literature on safe firearm storage. This is a program through Division of Criminal Justice Services. Any police department that wants to participate in New York State just had to sign up. And I signed up New Paltz Police Department. They mailed us a bunch of free gun locks and literature. So any resident that wants a free gun lock and some literature as to how to safely store firearms can stop at the police department at our dispatch window anytime 24/7 and get a free gun lock and some literature as to how to safely store their firearms.
Can you describe the gun lock?
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
when you're
it's-
done, can you bring one down?
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically just a lock. It looks like a regular padlock, but it has a little chain on it that you can put through either if you're looking for a handgun, you can put it through the barrel of the handgun, or essentially make it so you lock the gun so it couldn't fire or function with the lock on it.
Through the barrel?
You can put it through the barrel. It depends on the type of gun. If it's a revolver, you can, put it through the cylinder in the revolver. If it's a shotgun, you can feed it through the chamber, down through the trigger guard. It all depends on the firearm, but it's pretty much universal. You can use it for pretty much any type of
It's really
firearm.
long.
No, it's not that long. Yeah, so for like a shotgun that had a long barrel, you would open the chamber and then put it through the chamber that way. If someone were to take that shotgun, they couldn't put ammunition in it and chamber the round because the gun lock would be preventing the chambering of the round.
And it has a key or
Yeah. I can, when we finish up, when we go into executive session, I'll run over and grab one, and
That'd be great to see it.
yeah. This is.
Describe it.
I'd be happy to bring a few extra if any of you need a free gun lock.
Mhm.
And, how do people obtain them?
They can
Come here.
just, stop here anytime. Obviously, we're here 24/7. They can just go right to the dispatch window and ask for a free gun lock, and they'll give them the free gun lock and the literature that goes along with it.
Okay, thank
And
you.
then the last announcement I had kind of goes along with what we were talking about. I was just gonna mention, budget information, defensive action report information, member information, some different things that we spoke about at meetings have been uploaded to the website. And the website's a continuing and ongoing work in progress, never ending work in progress. So anyone that feels so inclined, go onto the town website and click on the police department page, and they'll see some updated information.
I feel like something that you said is one of the things on Tom's list that we're gonna discuss.
Budget information, I know, was one of them. And then at the last meeting, and then at the last meeting, Tom had brought up, defensive action report information being put up. So we have some information up, stuff that we can legally put up that wouldn't necessarily interfere with ongoing investigations and things of that nature, has been uploaded to the website, and we'll continue to do that on a monthly basis. One of the things that Kitty had brought up in the past was bringing up, or putting up all of our members' information. So now all of our current employees are listed on the
I
website.
saw that, thank you.
Absolutely.
Very
So
helpful.
what is it, their name and their number? Their name, their.
Well, they all have
numbers?
this
Their name and their,
badge number, you
Badge,
mean?
yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't believe I included their badge numbers, just their rank, their name and their
Their rank,
rank, whether it's officer, dispatcher, sergeant.
Okay,
The undercovers aren't there, are they?
No,
do we have
Okay.
undercovers?
Well-
Okay.
New Paltz Police Department members
correct,
are there. Thank you.
Okay,
of course. That's the last announcement I have.
okay, so now we come to public comment.
You're up, Tom.
Sorry,
3 minutes.
We're at
Public
public
comment.
comment.
I don't have anything particularly new to, I did think about on the tip line, one question that I think was on, Stana's, mind, and I think others, was being sure that there's sufficient publicity around. And I know that you mentioned some of the things that you're, in the normal course of events, that your department is able to do. But depending on how important this is to people to get the word out, there are probably other things that could be done, like posters that could be put up in stores and so on. Otherwise, how would anybody know that it exists? That doesn't use Facebook. I mean, I'm one of those. And the other thing that would sort of help with this maybe is to include that in some sort of report, at least to the police commission, as to how many calls were received on a monthly basis. Doesn't have, I mean, it's not one of the things that I necessarily think needs to be on the published report, but it's something that
So,
But-
okay, okay, go ahead. It's public comments. You're
And
3
the other
minutes.
thing that's, I appreciate that you mentioned that you've been making changes to the webpage. I'm just trying to think whether there would be, you know, like when I call a customer service line, there's often this thing that says our choices, and be sure to list all the topics because our things have changed. And I know that in the past, for example, I asked about the status of the performance evaluations. And then you were able to say, oh, it's there, and then I couldn't find it for the life of me, and then you were going to explain that it's in forms. Okay. That sort of, that explains how it's maybe a little difficult to, and so it may be, I'm trying to think through what might be useful to you to make it, you know, sort of, I've been in charge of websites before, and one of the things that you often do is you shoehorn stuff in. And that doesn't necessarily make it easy for users to find. It makes it, well, because it's hard to manage websites. They have interrelated pieces and point in all kinds of directions. And so I'm just trying to, you know, we need to think about how you can add things, but then people can also find them. And particularly people who were used to the site at one point, and then something's on and there's no way to know that something's been added. I don't know if you want to, if there's a page of recent changes.
You know, we have
Anything along
this,
those lines.
we have that trouble with all of our web pages. The updates are at the top and anything else gets,
Right,
it moves
your
along.
overall web manager or the agency that supports this might be of some assistance.
Or maybe there's a search function, you know, you could just do search.
Well, no, you don't even know that it's there,
Okay.
right? You don't,
Okay.
so you couldn't work. Or
Okay.
you know, what terms do people use for, yeah, it's a difficult area.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, and so I guess, I don't need to go through my list of the various things that I previously mentioned if they're, but if it would be helpful, I can go through that list.
Could you very quickly just?
Sure. There was the annual reports.
Mhm.
There was, including the defensive action reports and the published monthly report, I gather that's been put up there. And adding an item about, injured civilians, of course, defensive action reports. And those were the three that I think you all had discussed the most. And then there was the other three that went, going back a little ways, an active policy to destroy all obsolete weapons, restore the department's webpage that posted draft policies, and add the 2025 police budget to the department's webpage. Because it's up to date except for 2025, and I guess 2026 needs to go there pretty quickly.
Okay, thank you.
So I just want to piggyback on something Tom said about publicizing or sharing about the new tip line. And there was a gentleman that came on October 9th, I believe was the date, and talked about the want for a tip line. So it's great that you were able to do that so quickly. So I think his group, which is EOP at SUNY New Paltz, would be a great place to one of the places to reach out and say, and I know also Black Lives Matter at school was asking me about it, and I shared the tip line with them. So they would be another place that would be a great place to reach out to and say, here's how it works.
So that can be
And then-
shared with, I'm sorry, but that could be shared with like Superintendent Grotto, that he can put it in his newsletter.
This is SUNY New Paltz I'm referring to,
Oh,
but also,
SUNY.
yes,
Yeah.
also Grotto, I
Yeah.
agree. That's another place. And then also, along with that, like at the conversations and when you go to speak to these groups about other things, you can talk about the changes to the website,
Sure.
to have all those
Is it,
new things to share.
will it be posted in Spanish also?
So that's one of the things that I have to cover that's part of the town's list. So we can jump ahead to that if you want. One of the things that I did was research. So both of our social media platforms and the website allow you to select what language you want it to be in. So we don't, as a police department, or even as a town, don't have to post it in different languages because anyone can select what language they want it to be in. But one thing that we do have to look into is any documents that we upload, it does not automatically translate.
Yeah, that's.
So that's one of the things I looked into. There's a bunch of different legal services out there that can translate, obviously there's a fee to it, but one of the things, it's probably more of a Gene question is, number one, I think it should be a townwide thing, not just a police department
For
thing.
sure.
And do we have to put a bid out for it and see if we can contract,
Of course.
one specific company and say, hey, you're gonna do all of our legal translating.
And our so-called sanctuary law, is that in your website? I
Yeah,
know we have-
absolutely.
Okay. So
But
that
it's
that
like-
get translated also.
Correct. So we have, there's a portion of the police department website that goes over, has the town's immigration law, and that's in there, but again, with an upload, it doesn't automatically translate it. But then there's Know Your Rights cards that are both in English and Spanish, and Miranda Rights cards that are both in English and Spanish, is what we have currently.
Tom, you observed something about,
No, not about this specifically, this business about using Google Translate. As I think everybody here observed, it's hard to find on the webpage. And I don't know if there's something that can be done about that, but the word translate is dark blue or something against the dark green background. It's just very hard. And I think it only appears on the home page. So if you didn't miss it, if you missed it there and went to the police page, you wouldn't be reminded again that you could translate. So those are things I think that could be looked at.
Well, when I look at the top of each page on his page, at the very top is the option to choose any language.
Oh, it is there?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like 30
On
or
the
something
top
languages.
banner, yeah.
It's a drop down.
But it's something, that we can look out for the town webpage too, and, all our other committees and stuff. I mean, it's very important because you have very specific information and it needs to be legally very correct. But as far as just getting information from our webpages, it should be available,
But I'm seeing what Tom sees, like I'm on the website now, and when I go to the homepage for Town of New Paltz, it's there. But when I go to departments and police department, it's not there.
I got it. And I'm
I mean,
curious to see how Edgar
Where
does the
was the-
translation,
Okay,
right there.
what did you click on?
New Paltz Police Department, I just Googled New Paltz Police Department.
And it was on the first page, so it
Yeah.
must just be on the first page you go to.
Well,
Because
let's
what
see.
I'm saying, this is what I did. So, see, I'm on the police page now, it's not there. So I went to Town of New Paltz and it's there. But when I go to departments, police department.
We're still there at the top, the language. See it there, next to the Facebook thingy?
It wasn't there a second ago. It's interesting, because it really wasn't there a
I'm so
second.
glad I'm not the only one, but it wasn't
I was
there.
gonna say, I don't know if it may not be applicable for a mobile application.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean.
Well, that could be,
but
that's
I
a
would be
function of
interested-
them, the design of the page for handheld devices.
yeah.
So that's the,
That's something,
Yeah,
somebody's gonna have to look into. That.
yeah.
Edgar, have you had a chance to rate the translation?
to what?
To rate the translation?
No,
They-
great
They asked
translation.
that on our website.
Yeah.
Do you think this is an adequate translation for Spanish speakers? So, when you get a chance.
I can spot check, but I won't take them into.
No, it's just
No, just-
anybody on the
No, it's like,
page
yeah,
can give it a
anybody.
thumbs up or a thumbs
Yeah.
down.
Because once you
say-
ask for language.
Dr. Directly for me to edit translation.
No,
Okay.
just, do you think this conveys the information in
Okay.
a different language?
I will do that exercise then.
Okay, I'll check them in French.
Specifically for for everyone, but especially for the police department, a lot of the forms and stuff that we put on has to be uploaded. So like I said, none of that automatically translates. So that's one of the, the
Well,
biggest
those I
things
would be
is-
concerned about googly trying to do it because it may not grasp the criticality of a particular word.
Correct.
You know,
That's why I
there's-
think it'd be important if we put a bid out, get one company, and then anytime I wanna upload a document, I can send it to them. They can send it back to me. Ultimately, the commission and board would have to decide too, as well as what languages do we want? Are we just gonna just translate it to Spanish? Or are we gonna translate it to other?
Well,
That's something. to
I've
consider as
heard
well.
there's something like, I mean, there's a number of different languages spoken here in New Paltz, and our schools deal with that, both at
Absolutely.
SUNY and in the public schools, so, yeah, we'd have to start somewhere.
Yeah,
and see.
start by getting a company to do the service.
Right. Okay. Were there some other items you wanted to discuss, Edgar?
Oh, yeah, so I'm so systematically trying to have, a checklist of what the police commission has been doing and kind of things that we can look back and say, okay, we covered that, we didn't, we need to do that. And I just wanted to, for the record and for the public, on the minutes that we just approved, there are 5 items, that, need to be, followed up on. We've done some of that right now, so it's a little redundancy, but I'll quickly, they're short.
Okay,
The commission and the chief discussed, comments, questions I have submitted by Tom, which include training, monthly reporting policy, so that's moving forward, okay? Let's look at some of the others. The next one, a motion was made by Commissioner Gado to continue looking into the ability to use multiple languages with our communications to our community, seconded by Commissioner Rodriguez. So that's kind of, I guess, part of the discussion that we just had here now, but I'm not sure if that carries over to other departments.
well,
Like the community wellness, for example,
they're already doing everything in Spanish.
they have someone there, okay, so that sounds like progress and things are going on there. The third one, the commission asked the chief to look at how, or if the info discussed during commission meetings can be made public, and to resume filing an annual police department report, and he just commented on the annual, police report that it is posted, I think.
No,
No,
I
that
didn't
was
comment
the
anything
budget.
about the annual report yet.
It was the budget that's
Yeah.
posted.
Okay.
The budget is posted.
Then the fourth one, in the minutes again, that we approved, Stana Village Liaison requested PCC on emails and notifications of upcoming police commission meetings, agendas, and invitation to join executive sessions that pertain to discussions with the chief. Now, I don't know whether this maybe requires an executive session,
Yeah.
for us to decide on this request. So that's out there as something that,
Well, I can tell you that today we emailed her the final agenda. As we know, the agenda can, but the fact that we're having a police commission is, they are regularly done on the first meeting of the month. And the specific agenda was sent to her today. So, I don't know if that met her needs, but I'm sure she'll let us know.
But in terms of the, adding her to, executive sessions, I think maybe we can start by doing it on a per session basis, you know what I mean? There might be times when we say, yeah, sure, it's fine for you to be there, and times when we say, no, it's not. It's not an issue now because she isn't here, but.
I agree. I think it has to do with what the topics are. Yeah. Okay.
and then the last one, Chief Sun indicated that the evidence from audit will be held in the next couple of weeks. So that's something that's in progress, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that, or maybe today. And then my final thing, because I'm not sure if the chief is going to be at the town board meeting, and then we have an item there about an officer that submitted a resignation. So I need to make a request of the chief and the board to support me. We've had a lot of changes over the past 6-8 months, etc., with officers, particularly of color and other officers. Can we get like an updated list in the past year of what officers have resigned? Maybe it could be an internal document with, kind of summary reason, because my mind is kind of cluttered with just impressions, and I like to look at it more systematically.
Yeah.
We did have a preliminary attempt, Essie attempted, but there was an email that she wrote with her impressions, and we sort of need to reconciliate, impressions that we have what's the official record, to see if there's an issue that needs to be addressed about the issue of police, resigning, or charges, whatever the issue might be.
So I was going to say that I think we as a board, the board acting as the commission, have reserved to ourselves the need and the right to review the overall patterns of things that are happening with the police department. And I think this is one of them that we should get the facts and be clear on. And so, we should also be looking at, and I know this is harder, but discipline, the patterns of discipline. So I think we can ask for that information and review it. And we should.
Yeah, and the report that he gave us for October, I can't discuss it here, but there was a list of disciplinary actions that I looked at. I'm gonna look at it a little bit more closely.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't remember whether that was,
Am I looking at the wrong thing? Cause I got 0 disciplinary actions in
Right.
this
there was
report.
a little section that we had in here.
You mean the current one?
Am I looking at the wrong
The
one?
one in
No,
October.
there's-
The one in
Oh, October.
And I'm not sure if he was.
Oh, I was looking
Different. This is the section I'm pointing to.
Yeah, right. That's
at use of force.
This is for-
anything that falls under that section is generally executive session because it pertains specifically to the work history of personnel.
Right, so we have like 6, 7 options there, and that'll be for,
This
is that cumulative or is that just October?
what's pending. No, there's nothing new in the month of October.
those
This
are-
is things that are pending.
So that's your checklist of pending, okay.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to go to the chief's report now?
Yeah.
Are we ready to go to the next topic, the chief's report? Or did you have some more?
No, I raised my question about the officer, and we need to find out if there's a pattern and understand at least what's going on.
Right.
I know that people leave because of salaries, there's been issues with some,
So this particular officer did come in for an exit interview, and we heard specifically about his reasons for leaving.
I don't think
I
that's,
was gonna say, just, if I can just chime in, this is an executive session
Right.
conversation.
Right.
It's
No, no.
named on the agenda.
and I
you're
think
right.
that what Edgar's asking is for something different, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's asking the chief to make a list for us
Yeah.
of the officers who have departed in the last year.
right,
Which is different from the list that's on the website. It's different from talking about a specific officer. It's looking at it in a different way, so asking for that list. So I make a motion that the chief give us a list of the officers who have left in the past year.
I'd like to second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye. So are the letters of resignation for public knowledge or not?
Not the letter, just the fact that, because we have to vote it. We have to accept it.
I think the letters of resignation are.
Were they added in?
Yeah,
I
letters of
mean, it's
resignation.
in our, yeah. I mean,
I mean, we've had
He
a
was
highway.
talking about the exit interview, that's different.
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
different,
no,
yeah.
just the letter that we all saw of this officer who,
I don't believe that the letters are just specific to the town supervisor, the town board. I don't believe that's public record.
well,
Putting
I think-
on the agenda, just saying that
But
you know.
it might be in the agenda packet that we put on
Yeah,
the website.
that's my
what
question.
It has
It's
been.
addressed to you.
Yeah.
And it's in our packet. Well, we can talk in executive session about,
So that letter can be viewed by the public?
I don't know. It's addressed to you.
Probably
It's in our
personnel
packet.
record.
I was
Probably
gonna
a
say,
personnel
personnel
thing,
record,
but
I don't believe
probably
it should
not.
Okay.
be public. If it's been public in the past, yeah, we would have to
I think-
talk with the town attorneys, but I don't know if that's. public
Okay, let's
record.
make a note
I
of
don't
that
think it's
one.
necessary either.
Hmm?
I said I don't.
No, but well,
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
Could be
I
discussed.
agree.
right.
But there is a state law that I need to check into that allows now for discipline records of police to be foiled.
Well, there's
Yeah,
difference
that's
between something
different.
being foiled and
That's
something
different
being
than
voluntarily.
posting it
Right.
for general consumption. I
Right.
We're
mean, if
also talking about different things too.
Right. I
We're
mean,
talking about a resignation, discipline is also.
I don't think that we, when somebody steps down from the Historic Preservation Commission or that sort of thing, it's fine in public,
It's
but
very
this might be different, so.
Yeah, they're employees.
So we need to know whether
Sure.
this letter became public or not, right?
Uh,
It's a now portal, and I
It's in
think,
your portal, but I think it's in this, well, I don't,
I think we should figure it out on
Yeah.
our own.
Okay.
Separately.
okay, I will ask. First thing tomorrow, I will get it straight. Okay, what else, folks?
Your report?
What? Your report?
The burn, okay. So for the month of October, we received 2 commendations. Both were written and both were for Detective Kraus. The first one was a written thank you from a resident thanking him for his kindness and patience while Detective Kraus was making a death notification. The second one was a written thank you from a local resident, thanking him for saving her life and for following up on her recovery progress.
That was a beautiful letter.
Yes.
That was quite something.
So are the detectives the ones that typically make the death notifications, or is it just whoever happens to be?
Yeah, again, it's on a case-by-case basis, but 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that have training and generally more experience in the matter. So obviously, for obvious reasons, it's a sensitive subject. So primarily, our detective or detective sergeant are making death notifications.
Okay.
Occasionally, it does happen with an officer if it's, if another jurisdiction from far away calls us and asks us to make notification that a relative passed away in another state or something along those lines, an officer may do it. But if it's one of our cases that happened here and involves someone from the detective does.
Okay.
There were no defensive actions in the month of October. We did have 1 accident involving one of our patrol vehicle. Patrol vehicle 70348 was involved in a car versus deer accident. Thankfully, no one was injured. The officer driving wasn't injured.
How about the deer?
But the deer was injured. Our patrol car was injured. But no humans were hurt. So obviously, we've gone through the insurance process and the car is going to be getting repaired shortly at Smitty's.
Matt, would that be in this report, the long report? All damaged, okay. Got it, thank you.
No problem.
And was it at night? It was like
Yeah, it was an officer that was on our overnight shift. So
the deer jumped out?
middle of the night and deer jumped out. Yeah, accident. Obviously, we complete an accident report. The cause of the accident is what we refer to as animal's action. He was driving straight. A deer jumped out in front of him with no time to react, as happens to so many of us in this area.
What road was that? I'll avoid it.
I'm not sure off the top of my head. Yeah.
They're even in.
You're gonna have a lot of roads to avoid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Better
Okay,
put the car away.
the scary thing is to train yourself not to swerve into the other lane.
yeah.
Correct.
You know,
And
that's
yeah,
hard. to-
unfortunately, they usually end up not being too severe of accidents if you just kind of
Yeah.
hold it straight and take the deer out, for lack of any other term, rather than trying to swerve out of the way, because that's when you go off the road or flip your car or,
Go into oncoming traffic.
correct.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. What else you got?
That's it for the monthly report.
So one of the things we had asked about was the number of service calls.
Mhm.
And do you want to tell us? the number
Yep,
of
I have
service
that
calls?
on my list of stuff that Tom had asked too. So I'm in the process of trying to find a way to break down, to get the program, Tyler Technologies to be able to do it. As of right now, the only way I can find to do it is to me actually manually going through every and saying, okay, that's a burglary, a vehicle lockout, a medical. I haven't found a way yet that the program will break it down for me.
Can you
Oh.
pick certain terms and just search and it'll plop them up like
Yeah,
that or
that's what I was-
something?
You can, but I mean, you can
So
do
like-
it by disposition, but there's hundreds of dispositions.
Well, it's
I
not the
mean-
disposition we're referring to, it's the arrest. It's the top charge, it's the.
Oh, well,
But it was
Well,
it's,
the type of call. for
Type of
third.
call.
Type of call.
But yeah.
Yeah, that.
But ultimately, that's what the disposition is. So the way the computer program works is anyone can pick up the phone and say, hey, someone's robbing my house. And the officers get there and it's the mailman that was knocking on the front door. So it would look like we're going to a burglary in progress, but then the officers put the disposition as suspicious other. So the disposition is what the call actually was. The call type is what it came in as.
So there's no
By a
program
member of the
that from the dispatcher's end can show us what the call for service was, because that was the question, right?
Well, it
But
was.
how
it was-
many?
Yeah.
Yeah, the question
But
was,
in
as opposed to
general.
just saying we handled 1,300 calls for service, being able to break down and say we.
No, I
handled-
understand, but that's what I mean. It's the dispatcher's thing. It's not the disposition that we want. We want to know what the call, how the call came in, was what you were asking. I think.
Well, I was asking, what was it actually, like,
Well,
what
you want to
are,
know what it actually
yeah,
was.
what are our police getting involved with? Or what are, what's happening in New Paltz that we're getting 1,000 service calls a month,
Is
I
it a
mean, I think-
lockout? Is it a false burglar
Or
alarm?
is it, they accompanied the ambulance to, I mean,
Well, to me, it's really useful to know actually both. I want to know how the call came in and what was the actual.
When you say how,
what the
mean-
What the
dispatcher
call
heard.
came in
Like,
at.
it came in as a burglary in progress, but then it turned out that it was,
Cause that's
I
the
thought you-
person calling, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
so I'm in the
Double it up,
process of,
double all the
yeah,
work.
we're in the process of figuring out a way, to
Okay.
do that.
I think it would be helpful for all of us, but I think it would be helpful for our community too, to know what kinds of things are happening in New Falls.
And I don't know, I'm just wondering if that's something that, county dispatch could help with. I don't know if they have a different level. I know that there is some overlap in our dispatching, so, but I'm not.
Do you think they have a way to search and select or something?
Well, it wouldn't be the
like that?
911 center, it would be the sheriff's office. That's who the program's through. So Tyler Technologies, LERMS, New World, the program that everyone uses in the county now, is headed at the sheriff's office. It's their program, and then they supply it to all the municipal agencies. City of Kingston, I believe, was the last agency that wasn't on board in the county, and they just got on, about 2
Oh,
months ago.
that's-
So all law enforcement in the county is through that program, except for the state police.
So
the state police have that.
something today I just heard in the hallway, something about, we'll get charged for 911 calls, but not if we call 1323. I don't know, that was just something that's coming up in the world, so
That's interesting, considering the center will be in New Paltz.
I think it doesn't matter, it's the thing
It's
that's
where
doing
it
it is, yeah, it's,
Why would you need to be,
So,
never mind.
it's a charge to each, whatever department has to pay for, I don't know. I don't know, we'll find out more.
Did you
Oh, so
fin,
you meant we as in the town?
Yeah.
Not our residents.
No, in the town by department, we're getting like, I don't quite understand it, something about 911. And it's like, should we charge, A and B and all this kind of stuff, so I just heard it briefly today.
I don't know.
We should just not even talk about
that
something
sounds
I don't.
weird.
Yeah, and do you mean like when they call 911 and how often is that?
I think it's to have it available, I don't know. Okay,
Only one department should be handling 911 calls.
Right.
well, you'd be surprised how the budget works, that gets distributed, I don't know, we'll find out more. Okay, all right, what else have you got, sir?
That's everything that I had on my monthly report. I don't know. I know we have executive session. I didn't know if there was other topics that,
Just to acknowledge that you're also working on what's called the split hood,
Oh,
which is a whole, something that you've been working on for a long
yes,
application.
I'm still waiting for there to be a sound model policy from DCJS accreditation. Obviously, as we all know, we're an accredited agency. So there's a lot of agencies that I've gotten feedback from, state police and some other agencies that have policies that cover it built into other policies. But so far, I haven't found any that have a standalone policy saying this is how you should apply spit hoods and document it and so on and so forth. So it's still in the works. Hopefully,
Well, it just
accreditation
goes
will
over
come
the
up with something.
head. What do you say? Apply it. I mean, right? It goes
Well,
over.
because there's a bunch of things to take into consideration.
You mean the
there's
conditions
been-
under which it's used?
Correct. Well, the conditions in which it's used, but again, we try and lay things out, how it's applied, when it's used, when you remove it. If you've already applied it, you have to remove it. For example, if someone regurgitates, you have to take the spit hood off and things of that
and
nature.
it's not on the officer,
No, it's on the person.
know that?
It's like if you were spitting on me, I
Prevent
put a
person
hood
from
on you.
spitting on it.
Try that.
Oh.
Okay,
All right.
all right, so you're done with your report?
Done in my report.
Okay, make a
Either way,
motion, we go into executive session
So moved.
for the purpose of discussing the work history of a particular person.
Tom had a quick point of
well, can
information.
we do that when we come back?
Yeah.
Because,
We gotta
20
we gotta
minutes
do
is-
this.
these things are a lot to cover, okay?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
By the time you're all in there, I'll be back.
Okay.
Are you getting the
Oh,
lock?
he's getting the.
Yeah, because they're probably just at the dispatch.
About the policy, Tom, or about the data?
That is the biggest
There's no. You list things and then what? Nothing.
Right.
I mean, it's good that you didn't have some of the things, but.
Okay, so
You're nothing.
we come back and ask, what's the timetable for this? We're still muddling through.
I was faster than I thought. I beat you, sir.
Okay. 20 minutes.
Good luck, Jim.
But then it goes for the small again, came already, barrel that line.
Oh, maybe.
It's not cold.
Okay, I make a motion, we come out of executive session.
So,
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
We took the following action. Point number one, request that, department seek more information on the personnel matter. Number two, overtime request denied. I move that we adjourn the police commission meeting. Do I have a
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thanks. We're missing Edgar.
Where's the
But we can get
extra?
started. Thank you.
You cold?
Have a good night.
Thanks,
Night.
bye.
They had their coats on. It must be cold in here.
I'm cold.
You can't get us any heat in here, Chris?
The A temperature, that's where we, well, we have the thermostat rooms.
The thermostat rooms. Here's the rest of my. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Okay, this is where we do the public hearing on the budget.
Do we need to do the pledge? When does that?
We haven't started the meeting yet. This is the public hearing. I
Okay,
called
gotcha.
I called a motion to call the 7 PM public hearing on the 2026 Town of New Paltz preliminary budget to order. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, is there anybody that signed up on the sheet? Is there anybody here? for the budget? Oh, wait, you know
I
what?
think that's school media, right?
Okay, here's the public hearing.
SUNY New Paltz, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
The Oracle.
Hello, Oracle people.
We're getting to know you guys. All righty. Okay, is there anyone here for the public hearing? You know, there's a first. All right, then I will, suggest we just leave it open for a little while and go through some of our other business. And if people come in a little bit late, we're already late, but
Okay, but let's not forget to close it at the end of the meeting.
that's very important.
Oh, it's-
Okay, so, so do I have to motion that we're gonna just leave it open?
I move we leave the comment period open for the duration of the meeting for budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Okay, I'm now calling to order, this is a motion to call to order the town board meeting of November 6th at 7:10 PM. Do I have a second to that one?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you. By the way, I saw the flag out here was at half-staff. Did I miss something?
I didn't see
The
it.
former vice president died.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's-
Cheney. Okay,
Or
thank you.
it's for Jane Goodall.
No, that's, all right. Who would like to read our acknowledgement today? Who hasn't done it recently? Edgar, you want to read it?
No.
No, you don't want to read it?
I can
got it
read it. I
here.
have to open it up.
I read it
I've got
last
it.
time.
I've got it.
Here you go.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, here we go. The town of New Paltz humbly acknowledges that we are on the traditional lands of the Munsee, Esopus, and Lenape people. The Indian Removal Act of 1830 forced the people to relocate to inhospitable territory far from the bountiful valley and mountains we inhabit today. The town further acknowledges that much of the physical structure of our town and village was built by enslaved Africans who labored as the property of their owners until 1827 on this very land. We acknowledge the contributions, resilience, and accomplishments of the BIPOC community who have overcome historic injustice to inform our past and inspire our future. Please visit the resource library on our website to learn more. we encourage residents and visitors to learn more about the contributions and sacrifices made by the indigenous people and enslaved Africans by visiting these sites.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
I'm going to add some, I'm gonna make a request to add something to the agenda. Should I
Okay.
do it right now, my
Sure.
request?
Sure.
We just had an election, we have 3 more meetings as a board. Come January, 4 of us will not be here on this board, there will be a new board coming in. And the request I'm going to make, I think that it's critical, that we, sort of reconciliate the difficulties that we have had, recently during the election, and that we start anew. And I think it's important that we have a transition between the old board and the new board. And what I am proposing for discussion, and I hope that someone will second me, is that we have a discussion tonight about a transition plan between the old board and the new board. And what I'm going to propose, I think that we have to start inviting the new town supervisor to our meetings, and maybe some of the, and he's interested in doing it. I have not reached out to the other 3 elected individuals, so they can participate in our discussions. It will be a request, there was an offer that we can make to them to participate, so that we can have some kind of a smooth transition between the old board and the new board, because it's really, I can't remember when,
So many.
so many people, I mean, I think it's critical for our residents, for the village and the town, that we have a smooth transition in the interest of the community in general, so that we can move forward. And we only have 3 more board meetings
You
left.
know what? They're always welcome.
Mm,
Everyone's welcome.
Second could be here tonight, right?
Okay,
Okay, so thanks for bringing that up. I think
Was that a motion?
obviously it's
yeah,
important.
I made a motion, I think,
I
Bessie seconded, and, I'd like to call a vote on
I
that,
think-
to add it to the agenda
Well, you
for
didn't-
discussion.
We have a second, but I don't think it's ready for the vote.
I mean, I don't think, whatever you're proposing is a good idea. Obviously, there should be a transition. What it will look like, I think we can figure that out.
So I think we should have at least a brief public discussion about that, about what we think we may be willing to do.
I would like to table that for a while till we get through the rest of our agenda, okay?
That's fair,
Thanks.
Either way, we can like.
right?
Okay. All right, we will be having a visit from District Attorney Nagy more towards 7:30, so let's just go through the announcements and get through that.
Can you explain to me why we have the district attorney?
He asked to come and visit us. He's going to everyone in Ulster County's meetings. He came the time before, when it was October 9th, and whatever purpose he had for coming, we had.
So he has been meeting with other village and town boards
Every
That's-
town.
yeah.
In Ulster
every
County.
town, okay?
I think it was about ICE, but I'm not sure. We'll find out.
He didn't say, apparently his office, he's going out and making arrangements to do this, so. Okay, announcements. Okay, this is pretty important, and this is something that, is really gotten legs on it, is, with the SNAP benefits being, not here anymore, and when they may start up, may not be, sufficient anymore. So there are a lot of local resources in the town of New Paltz on our website. These are noted, the New Paltz food pantries and meal programs. Those are actually something like this. And there's also a page that is what's available in the county. There's a list and a map of what's available in the county, and most of these are available on UACT routes as well. So this is important information for folks that need to know. There are there's actually 3 food pantries in New Paltz. There's Family, of course, which is open to all comers, and is open Mondays through Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They also appreciate donations, and they do more than just food. There's also St. Joe's, but they're only open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays from 11 to noon, and Fridays from 11 to noon. So they skip Thursday. There you can only go once a month. You have to have an ID. And then there's also one on campus for SUNY students, staff, and personnel. It's pretty much focused on those folks. There's also something called the New Paltz Free Fresh Food that's every Sunday from 1 to 3. The different churches in town are providing meals. Hello. And this is something that our Office for Community Wellness is putting together. It's going to be called the Together at the Table, and they're going to be providing meals from 6 to 7:30 at the Redeemer Church. And there will be, they're looking to do this every, which would do, is it? Tuesday? Okay, so there'll be, so there's already the free fresh food on Sundays. This would be on Tuesdays. They're looking for folks to help out, but they're already starting to get together the menus and stuff, and they could use all the help that anybody would like to provide, whether it's, monetary, it's whether it's, food, or whether it's coming to help, prep and clean up and serve and all that. So please reach out to our Office of Community Wellness, and you will be very welcome to come and help.
And just an FYI, a federal judge in Rhode Island ordered the administration to pay people their full SNAP benefits beginning tomorrow.
Yeah, but
So
we
you
know
know
they're
it's gonna
also
appeal,
appealing it.
they will
Yeah,
appeal it,
appealing it.
but
That's awful. Yeah. Okay, so that's very important information, and we know this community has a big heart, and they will be reaching out. But I've also asked both the county and how do we get on the list for county money and state money, because New Paltz will do everything they can, but New Paltz can't do it by themselves. Okay.
So it was not clear from the poster, I can't find it now, that Phoenix needed help.
Yep.
It just says contact assistant at Town of New Paltz. So let's emphasize that more on our website
Yeah,
or on
this,
the next.
I can tell you this
publicity.
changes like every few
It does
days.
change a
It's
lot.
continuing to be, be more real.
I mean, for the
So-
Tuesday night thing.
The
that's-
Tuesday night thing is being hosted between our rec committee, the youth program, and Office of Community Wellness. They are putting this
And
together.
Redeemer.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Redeemer being the actual site, but the rest of them, they've got the kitchens, they're getting the food together for the first month. They want to do November and December for sure. They're hoping to go into January.
But I understand what you're saying, because
Yeah.
I received it as an organization, but perhaps, I don't know if a request for help went out, like to
Just the
community.
poster that I
for-
saw
yeah.
did not
It
say,
keeps,
please
but
donate.
this has been posted on our website, and as it updates, we'll post it again.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So stay tuned, everybody. Okay, now that our visitor has joined us, would you like to, we're just in the middle of our announcement, so we're happy to have you come up and join us now. There's an extra chair.
Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back.
Hi.
If
Have
you
a seat,
wanna
please.
Sit there.
How are you, sir?
You can,
Good. How are you
Nice to
doing?
see you.
Good to see you.
hi there.
How are you?
Nice
Good
to
to
meet
see you. Thank you very much.
If you sit there, you can kind
kinda
of
turn,
face.
yeah.
We have
Right here.
Oracle students here.
I think I'm, no worries. I
Or they
Maybe on
could move
that
over
side.
there.
Sits over there.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go.
as long as I don't trip over the wire.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, don't trip on the wire.
Okay.
So you're on a visiting tour of all the different communities, right?
Yes, but if you remember during my campaign, I promised to go to town halls and hopefully, make myself available for questions and answers, no matter what it is.
Mhm.
And, what I can answer, I will answer. And I find that it's been helpful, a lot of times people have questions that, they don't know where you go for this or that, and they think, this particular agency is responsible for this or that, and quite often I've been able to answer those questions to guide where necessary.
So,
As to what my office does, that's obviously where I am going to be more comfortable answering and directing people, except on cases that are pending.
Of course.
But to the extent I can also answer general questions
So
without.
I have a general
without-
question.
Yeah, can I?
Yes,
pause you
sir.
For a second, the last time I was here, when I had this scheduled, this place was, packed, for a good cause. And I just wanted to ask, how are you doing?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay.
All
I
right.
just got a new puppy and it's joyful what these little animals bring to your life, so I'm feeling euphoric at the moment.
Puppies and
Even without
babies, you know,
sleep.
what did
You haven't finished
Wait a
What-
minute.
potty training yet.
Choose your best shoe, chew it up.
Oh my goodness, she likes the rubber ones.
Oh,
My Crocs, these rubber boots I'm wearing, but I genuinely do appreciate you asking and coming even on that night with all that and addressing the audience several times, so thank you for doing that.
And I hope your daughter is doing well too. So, thank you.
I have a question for you. Would you explain?
Kitty had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can keep me here as long as you
Okay.
want, so.
I think we're all wondering how involved your office can be with ICE, with the, so-called immigration officers who are taking people off of the street. And how is your office involved, if at all?
That's a really strange relationship because the sheriff can be directly involved because the sheriff is charged with holding people in jail, right? And ICE may want to take somebody from jail and they have to deal with the sheriff. If it's somebody that I am prosecuting or my office is prosecuting, I would have to finish my prosecution. And if the person is going to jail, then they would have to take the person from jail. When the person is done with the jail, the ICE may take them.
But don't they have to have a federal warrant to do that?
Well, that's the way it's always worked. If they have a federal warrant, they have to lodge it with the sheriff. And then when that person is done with their time, that warrant is a hold on the individual so that usually when the person is considered a fugitive, the court would give the demanding state or the federal government 10 days, up to 10 days to come and grab the person. If not, the court can release that individual to the community. There may be a request to delay a few more days to give them a chance. For example, if, let's say, California is coming here to pick up somebody, it's a long distance. It can happen. It can
Well, I
happen,
think-
but the ICE doesn't make any request to me or any application to me. If they can file a warrant or request that I assist them in doing what they want to do, but I haven't gotten that request. I don't expect that request to come along.
And are you obligated to honor that request? If-
No,
Okay,
we
no.
have a state law.
but shield law,
Well,
is that
the shield law deals with
women's?
the doctors that, prescribe abortion pills or
Yeah, it's a different law.
that's different. But as far as ICE is concerned, they can make an application, they can submit a warrant. I have nothing to do with warrants. The best they can do is to ask me to help them with getting the warrant signed. And I don't have to. There is something called the Interstate Compact on extraditions. And every state is bound by it. But as you just mentioned, with the shield law, it has a kind of preempted some of the areas with the interstate compact on extraditions, But ICE, my office, they don't call me, I don't call them, they don't reach out to me, I don't reach out to them. There's no interaction since I took office. Now, as a prosecutor for 35 years, I've had instances where I am prosecuting somebody and they want to, scoop up that person and deport the individual. I had one individual from Mexico, one individual from
Another country.
well, I keep thinking Jamaica, but it's not Jamaica. It was the West Indies, so, there. And in both instances, those were violent crimes. And I said, these people, they can, let them do their time here and then you can take them. Because if I dismiss the case for ICE to take them and they come back, I don't, the case is over. So I want to make sure that anyone who commits violent crimes here are held accountable for that before they go anywhere. But so far, we haven't had to fight. And it can happen any day, but so far it hasn't happened.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what was your
Thank you.
question?
My question was, would you explain what you do in your office, what your office is?
Yes.
What it's responsible for,
Absolutely.
and how it's responsive to communities and the public?
Well, the district attorney is responsible for the prosecution of all crimes in the county. All crimes, all penal law offenses, some of them are not even in the penal law. For example, agricultural markets law, which deals with animal abuse. Some environmental law protections, and some other areas of law, like the lien law. When somebody comes to you and says, I'll pave your driveway, if you give me this much money, you give them the money, they put down a drop of paint and disappear. That's under the lien law. That's within the district attorney's jurisdiction to prosecute. There are 62 district attorneys in New York State for each county, all 62 counties in the state. Plus, the Attorney General of the state of New York is also the prosecutor. She is considered a district attorney. So all the crimes, all the felonies, whether violent or not, all the misdemeanors of whatever caliber, and the violations such as harassment. And when I talk about felonies, I'm talking about murder, assaults, robberies, armed robberies, unarmed robberies, burglaries, armed or not, driving while intoxicated, larcenies in the stores, harassment. I mean, everything. It's like we have about 4,000 criminal charges in this county a year, and my office is responsible for prosecuting them. It doesn't mean we prosecute all of them, because we have to have if I cannot exercise discretion to, not prosecute some of them, we wouldn't have enough. Most of the people who work for the county would be prosecutors, and we only have about 19 right now.
That was my next question. How many attorneys do you have?
We have about 19. We still have space, vacancies that haven't been filled, because we don't pay enough for people to come here.
Are those civil service positions, the attorneys in your office?
It is pensioned, employment. It's a government job, a lot of civil service is like CSEA type of.
With a test.
Yeah, you take a test. You don't take a test for, to
Take
be an
bar.
ADA.
Yeah,
And to be a
Right.
prosecutor, you're in management.
senior level, yeah.
Yeah, and you are at the discretion of the district attorney to hire and fire at any time. Yeah. So all those crimes we prosecute, whether it goes to trial or it's worked out in between, in the course, or is dismissed for whatever reason. A lot of times, when I was running, I wanted to make that distinction that, yes, as a prosecutor, you have a hammer, but you cannot see everything as a nail. Because if you do, you are going to be smashing a lot and you're going to be hurting a lot of people. And one of the things I started, everybody talks about prevention and prosecution of crimes, but I have proactively started a program about prevention of crime. I'll rather prevent it, so before somebody gets hurt and I have to prosecute, I'd rather prevent it. And that's something that I've been doing a lot with young people. I go to the schools and talk to them, but I also have programs. This One Life Only program that I started we actually put it into effect this year. I took office last year. And it's something that give young people an opportunity to see various ways they can, channel their lives and care for each other. And, one life only, meaning if you only got one life, I only got one life. If somebody kills me, my life is gone, and that person is going to spend their life in prison. And life in prison is no life at all. So keep your life, don't go to prison. Keep my life, don't kill me.
Right.
It's simple, but it's so difficult because a lot of the narrative that's out there for our young people, they get blamed for all the crimes that young people commit. There's no question that young people do commit some crimes. But in all of them, the good ones and the bad ones, they hear that narrative all the time, youth violence and so on and so forth. They kind of, shut out. They shut down away from it. I want to address them in more positive terms, positive things they can do. We had actually, this Sunday, we have a basketball event at the YMCA in Kingston. Kids from age 10 to 13, 14 to 16, and then 16 to 18. Everybody get to play. Traditionally, we try to have police officers from the towns and villages in the county work with them and play with them, be teammates, I think that's beneficial in our communities. We had the main event at Deed Stadium on September 6th. We got some buses, brought some kids from Mellonville, from other places. That was the first time. It's going to be an annual event, aimed at promoting young people, promoting them and their future. And, we have people bringing tents, booths, to give them various opportunities, and hopefully role models that can, guide them wherever they want to go. So that's something that I started, and, I've been a prosecutor for 35 years, and you get to see a lot. And one thing that hurts me every time was seeing a young man walk into the courtroom with a swagger. They're in handcuffs, but they're looking around, smiling, like I have arrived. That's the impression you get, like I have arrived. And fast forward 8 months down the line, a year down the line, when they're being sentenced for that same violent crime that they were all smiling about in the beginning, and you see them cry. You see the snout coming out uncontrollably. You see the mother and father crying. And even when I'm the prosecutor asking for that person to go to prison, it hurts because I know what's going on at that time, the consequences of that conduct, the impact it has on the family and that individual, as well as the impact it has on the victim. And what I am trying to do now is to say, hey, think ahead, look 9 months down the line, what you're gonna be doing. Try to get that message across to them to anticipate the consequences. Because when they do that, if it prevents 2, 3, or 4 shootings, serious
Mhm.
assaults, it's worth it.
Sure.
And it's one thing that I am investing in the office.
Great. Thank you for that thorough answer.
Thank you.
Anything to present? No?
Then,
Are you taking questions from the audience or just from the board?
or anybody. The whole, yeah, it's something that I was hoping that the community would be able to participate. When I went to Woodstock, the place was packed,
Oh, wow.
and the community, I mean, this is really intended for the community, and one of the reasons I thought about it initially was when I am in the grand jury, I get to present a case to people from the community, members of the community who, when they start out, you see the reluctance, I'm wasting time and all this. A month later, by the time they're done, whether it's 4 weeks or 8 weeks, some of them want to sign up and do it again.
Wow.
Because, and the questions I get in the beginning, when they start out, and the questions or the comments at the end tells you that it's worth it. And some of the questions and concerns they have are things that, in this kind of forum, they'll have an opportunity to ask those questions without even having to be in the grand jury. And if any of you if you have an opportunity to serve as a grand juror or a petit juror, please take that, it's a civic duty that when you perform it, you will have a whole different perspective about, how it is that we seek to get justice in this county. We don't always get it, but, the process is such that, the participation of the community is necessary. And it's one way to make sure that it's fair and that eventually we can arrive at justice, whether it's, whichever way it goes.
So when you said there's about 4,000 cases or 4,000
Charges, yeah.
charges in Ulster County, is that typical per capita for our area, or are we unusually high or low, or?
Well, I think it's about typical for a county our size. Dutchess County has much more, but Dutchess County has like twice our population. Their criminal charges are about twice ours. They have 45 prosecutors. We have 19 right now.
Wow.
But of the counties in this region, in the Hudson region, we have the highest, rate of cases that are, followed through.
Huh?
Because we take a different approach. The evaluation system for violent crimes, domestic violence, we take a different approach on those. Because we want to slow them down or stamp them out altogether. A lot of cases are deferred by other counties because the work rate is very hard. Since 2020, when all the laws changed, the work has,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, it's like, being asked to like clean one section of this room for the same, amount of time and, income.
Mm.
And then now it's cleaning this whole room and the whole police
Yeah.
department and
Yeah.
the building for the same amount of time and income. And it's very stressful. We've lost, every DA in this state has lost experienced prosecutors.
Mm.
And every DA's office is looking for prosecutors. They just can't find enough because the amount of work is backbreaking and the pay is not there. The state and the counties are beginning to try to catch up now, but it's 5 years behind.
Yeah.
What's the pay range?
Oh, God. In Ulster County, the starting rate for an assistant district attorney is $85,000. In Greene County, it's $101,000.
See, we see this everywhere.
Greene County has, much smaller than Ulster County, less, crimes than
They're
Ulster
further
County.
away from the big centers.
Yeah, but we compete with them. In Dutchess County, it's like 110,000 to start. Orange County is even more than that. Sullivan County is about 95,000 to 100,000 to start. Right here, we are at 85,000. Columbia
So-
County is in 95,000.
What is your turnover?
The turnover rate was so terrible from 2020 up until last year. What I have done is I require people to sign an agreement that they have to work for the office for at least 3 years. They give a 3-year commitment.
Mm.
Because I can't have people walk in, I train them, and then they go, Dutchess County was actively poaching from my office. They've got 3 people working there now from my office. One of them is from New Paltz. He didn't want to go, but how do you hunt down a $20,000
Pay increase.
pay
So
increase?
it's your department funded through the county solely?
Yes. Yeah, well, not solely. The state gives some money. There is something called aid to prosecution. The state gives us some money to help along the line. And
Wow.
But they all get money, right?
yeah, every county DA's office gets it. What's happening now, though, the budget that is being put forward now is trying to correct that imbalance. And if what they put forward is, if it's approved, then we should be competitive with Greene County, Columbia County, Sullivan County. Not necessarily Dutchess, but I think that
Yeah.
I have an individual who was offered a job to start at $124,000 in Dutchess County. He's been a lawyer for 20 years. He's a very good lawyer, been a prosecutor, been a defense attorney, somebody that I considered valuable for the office. And I was able to put him in offer him a position for $118,000. And he said he'll take that instead of taking
wow.
124. We have a good place here. But I just have to be able to find the right people that want to be here, have a stake, here.
Right.
And one of the things I'm doing to head off that problem is the internship program. We have every year I take interns from high schools and, colleges and law schools. And the ones from the law schools, we pay them, and mostly the preference is given to people from Ulster County. And the hope is that if they graduate, they would want to come and work here. The whole thing about having to move to somewhere, eliminate that. They have a stake in the community. And even though it's $85,000 a year, it means more to them than anything else. Now that the salary, the proposal in the budget is better, it would even make it more attractive for them. And I have two who have expressed an interest, to come and work here, starting February, when we reopen. And I've got 4 positions that are vacant.
They're all attorneys?
They
or
are in law school.
Paralegals? Do you have paras?
We have paralegals. We have 2 paralegals in the office right now. We need at least 4. We have legal secretaries. We need at least 4. We have 2.
So do you train paralegals or do they need to have training?
You have to have the qualification to come in, but then whatever training that you need to have that's specific to the office for the way we do things, because a prosecutor's office, we deal with a lot of confidential information, victims' information, all kinds of information that we have to train people on how to handle them to make sure we don't get jammed up. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any
questions,
questions
Al?
from the
Yes, sir.
college?
I was wondering if you were familiar with the traffic diversion programs that many upstate DAs run, and if you've considered whether that would be a good fit here.
I'm not quite sure I understand what that is.
These are programs that are run by DAs that handle traffic prosecution in their counties that offer a plea bargain that involves getting cases dismissed for taking usually defensive driving and a significant administrative fee instead of a fine.
Okay, the traffic offenses in Allstate County, I have the town attorneys, the village attorneys handling those. I want them to negotiate with them. I don't want to put criminal responsibility on people for traffic offenses. If there is a DWI or a driving while impaired involved, then that's a whole different thing. We handle the traffic offenses involving criminal conduct, like driving while intoxicated or while under the influence of drugs. There are some exceptions that I want to emphasize. I want the police, whenever it happens, even though it's a traffic infraction, I want to know about it. I want to prosecute them. And that's if somebody passes a stopped school bus. I want to know about that. I want to make sure we can prosecute that. That's the biggest one right now. But everything else involving traffic offenses, if it's a misdemeanor or higher, we handle them. Thank you.
Any SUNY students interested in a career after that thrilling sales pitch?
Or an
You
internship.
go,
An internship?
you go to SUNY?
Yeah, we do.
I graduated from SUNY, like 1984.
They weren't born, yeah.
Their parents weren't born yet.
Great.
Oh, do you have a question?
Mr. Leverett mentioned as part of his question, he asked sort of what's the connection of your office to the community? Do you have something like a community advisory board? Do you have, besides coming, say, to town boards or something, how does your office stay in touch with the concerns, questions that the quote community has?
Yeah, this is, something that I started as part of that, connecting with the community, transparency with the community, but also I invite the community to come to the office to send, outreach to the office if they have any questions. If we go to the schools, I go to the schools to reach some of the target audience for purposes of crime prevention. But we, a lot of all the prosecutors live in the in the area. And they are usually known in their communities. We go to the local, all the courts. There are like 22 courts, village courts, town, local courts in Ulster County. I have an assistant DA there each day. There are, I think, 42 or 44 judges altogether. Whenever they have a case, we are there. We interact with the community there. Sometimes I go to visit the local courts while they're in session. And it's also together with keeping the 9 to 5 office hours, which for me is actually, 8 to whenever I'm done. So I just came from the office I went to one event and straight to here.
It's the life of an elected official.
I'm not so, some people do more than I do. Some people do less, but this is,
Teachers live that way too, I guess.
yeah, and it's something that I think it's my honest commitment to meet with people, to talk to people. Any events, public events where we have an opportunity to set up a table, we do that, whether it's at a gym at the Kingston High School or the Garlic Fest in Saugerties. We do, or the Ulster County Fair, the Dutchess County Fair, all of those things we try to do, and I'm trying to do more and more of them. But you can imagine, you have assistant district attorneys who are already underpaid, and you're asking them to spend extra time before 5 o'clock, before 9 o'clock in the morning, and after 5 o'clock in the evening, and then on the weekends. It's tough, but I do have people who make the commitment to, help.
Yes, a sort of related question to that.
Sure.
Just occurred to me, but it's institutional. What is your relationship with the county legislature?
They pass the budget that I need, and I accept the budget they give me. That's it.
There must be
That's very simplistic, but because that's the bottom line. But since I took office, I've made inroads in, connecting with them personally, being able to call some of them on the phone, being able to pass some ideas through some of them and say, hey, what do you think about this? I'm looking to have this done. Would you sponsor my resolution? So I have somebody from the office that does that outreach. My relationship with them has been better than I think it has ever been in 35 years that I've been a prosecutor. And the last, since 2019, 2018 also, it wasn't very good. The legislature fought the office every which way. And because a lot of issues, a lot of things were happening. The community lost confidence in the office. There was the issue about transparency or lack of transparency, and a lot of shenanigans going on in the criminal justice system in Ulster County, in Ulster County Court. And I think a lot of those have been, resolved. I tried 4 murder cases last year. 4. Me sitting here, I tried 4. The most that anyone did was 2 in 12 years.
Yeah.
And things have changed so much that trying 1 can put you in the hospital.
Mhm.
I tried for, and I almost ended up in the hospital, you know, but that's the kind of dedication we have in the office, making sure that we change that narrative that's out there about, being a bumbling office and so on and so forth. And, we have been wildly successful, and, not just, being successful in convicting violent criminals, but in the assessment of cases to make sure that we, if we have a case, we pursue it. If we don't have a case, don't waste public resources, chasing something that you can't prove. You may be able to prove, you may think that I committed a crime, but unless you can prove it, you have no business bringing a case, and we have been working with the police to make sure that, we have a case that we can prove in court before we bring it. And if we don't have it, even if we have this strong hunch that the person did it, your hunch is not evidence, don't even try, So because of that type of practice, the relationship with the community is, bouncing back, I hope. And that transparency, every time we go out to the community, we recognize it. Thank you.
Okay,
Well, I just want to say thank you for coming and, thank you for doing what you do. I am keenly aware and working with you both at the county and starting my career as a DA myself, knowing, how hard it is. And that was prior to 2020. And also, knowing the difference between you as a DA as opposed to other DAs who don't try any cases. Like those are two very different jobs. The trial attorney and the actual district attorney are not usually one and the same. And so Manny works.
Yeah, somebody can walk out of law school and become a district
Right.
attorney.
Right, which is what I did.
Without
Exactly.
any
It's very
experience.
different than this, which also has that management component and the
Yeah.
politician component. Those are all several jobs up in one. And I also really appreciate that you acknowledge that you do your best and sometimes justice isn't served. And that's unfortunately the system that we work
Yeah.
under. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you
you.
for coming.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good night.
every time I've met him in person, that's what you get. This person is a heart. Every time I've met him or talked to him or seen him in person, this person has heart,
Yeah,
and he
Yeah.
cares, he has compassion. He wants to make sure that, the job is being done, but it's being done in maybe a slightly different way than it has been in the past, so.
And I don't know if I missed that if he said, but he also coaches soccer, like he's not just
Yeah.
in the community as a
Yeah.
DA, but he's in the community. He is
Yeah.
part of the community and that goes a long way.
Yeah, sure does. Okay, all right, so back to quickly through the announcements. The Office for Community Wellness has some things coming up. Free movie night on the 14th at the Redeemer Lutheran Church, 6:30 p.m. Wellness Connections are pop-ups from Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. until November 19th at New Connections Grove Street. And, we have the following openings for volunteers on the planning board, 2 alternates, on the ethics board, 1 primary, on historic preservation, 1. If you're interested, please send a letter of interest and resume to assistant@townofnewpaltz.org. The Town of New Paltz, the clerk's office is collecting donations for Ulster County Toys for Tots. New unwrapped toys can be dropped off at the town clerk's office until December 8th.
I think I left some in there.
Randall really wants to go check them out. Okay, in Kingston, there is a warming and center and shelter, and that place is open now from for evenings, is that correct?
It's evenings now until December.
Right, so 7 p.m. through 9 a.m. the following day, And then after that, it's at the Segunda Iglesia La Misión Church on 80 Elmdorf Street in Kingston. You can contact them directly. They've got a phone number there. Any law enforcement agencies or other organizations that come in contact with or become aware of any individuals that are in need of sheltering, please bring them to the warming center. There's also the Family Woodstock hotline that helps with that. So yeah, that's really important. It's getting cold out there and
I think it's an important distinction. People understand that for now until November 30th, it's only the evenings, and then afterwards it's continuous. Or I should say evening until morning, till
24/7.
7 PM till 9
yeah.
AM until December, but then in December it's continuous, which means all day long. And it is different from a shelter. It is a warming center, and it is different, but this county is one of the only that has a warming center because it is a very difficult operation to run, but it's a very, very important. No one has frozen since we've had this warming center, and so it's really important.
And does the county bus get people there? We don't,
I mean, you can.
there's no,
The UCAT does go from
yeah,
from
you
New
could
Paltz to
get from
Kingston,
here
so
to there.
yes, but also any of our officers can send somebody,
They can bring
Family
it.
Woodstock can
Okay.
send people, so there's other methods, but yes, you
Okay.
can get the UCAT bus.
Okay, then we also have, the town of New Paltz is accepting applications for a motor equipment operator 1 position at the town highway department. An applicant must possess a valid, commercial driver's license, a minimum of a Class B, knowledge of working heavy equipment such as backhoes, excavators, and pavers is helpful. Please see Chris Marks at the highway garage for an application and consideration, or go online to ulstercounty.gov, Ulster County Employment Examination Application, and print and mail your application into Post Office Box 550. Do I have anything else?
Amanda, I think
Yes, sir.
you skipped number 4 about the landscapers and the boys.
So that's in the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
It's getting, yeah, so that got moved because I'm talking about all the capital projects, so we will talk about that when we get there. Okay, did anyone else have announcements?
Yes, we sent a letter. I'm not sure to whom it was addressed.
Right. It went to the ICE department in Newark. Is that the-
Okay, and that was, to ask for the release of Ali Sahad Fakizarda. And did you get a response or?
They received it. They have
They've
received it.
acknowledged receipt.
Mhm.
Okay,
Did you send out a copy of the letter to the board?
yeah, we got it. We get it last week.
Last week, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously that's something everyone's very interested in. County executive has sent a letter, a number of communities have sent letters, so they must know that people are paying attention to this situation.
And PBS
Ah,
did an 8-minute segment on this case.
oh, wow.
Which is worth watching with the family, the sisters.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The harm they're doing to this gentleman and his family is not, okay.
This is
Okay,
one instance.
yeah,
And these are families that were helping us in Afghanistan, and that's why their lives are in danger.
yeah, there's a credible threat if they get sent back. Okay, all right, any more announcements? No? Then we're moving on to public input. Anyone here for public comment at the board meeting? Okay, why am I not surprised?
Tom Jelliff, I'm a resident of New Paltz, and in this case, I'm speaking on my own behalf. The HWD project
Huh?
is coming into its final stages with replacement of dead trees.
You're stealing my thunder, boy.
And I have 2 issues with that. One is residents got very little warning that this is what's happening, and there are issues with it. It's not a simple matter of replacing tree for tree, because they gave us trees that were never gonna survive at all, and we had to wait a year for somebody to come around and see that they're, and I'm sure they're gonna replace them with the same bad trees that they gave us in the first place. And secondly, there's the matter of the missing tree. And I've been talking about this, I've text to prove it, since they came and planted trees originally, they just skipped a tree for us.
Uh-huh.
And I get the blank face every time I mention it to somebody. Oh, yeah, well, we'll talk to somebody about it. But nobody ever does anything. So.
You're
and I'm
missing
sure
a tree.
nothing's gonna happen. You know, I can yell and scream now as much as I want to. I'm sure that when the 10th comes, they're gonna come, they're not gonna plant that tree, and they're gonna plant bullshit trees that they gave us in the first place. And my poor 90-year-old neighbor is looking at the same thing.
I don't know what to tell you, Tom. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Well, I'd like you to try and do something.
Well, I will try. Unfortunately, there was a contract, there was a design that was approved and whatever was
I'm talking
told.
about they didn't do the design. They
Meaning the
missed a
contract
tree.
wasn't
They
fulfilled.
missed one. They missed one. Okay.
But is that
And
something
they're
we can
giving us
look
bad
into?
trees, so that's not, you know, that's not good.
It's more than trees. There's other landscaping, everything that's dead, they're supposed to be replacing.
Okay.
I couldn't understand when it was very clear that they were dead pretty soon,
He said.
that they waited for a year to come and do it. And now they're saying, and that's it, that's the year's up, and these are the trees, and now there's no more warranty, and I don't like that either. Yeah. But yeah, and there'll be some mulch too. But you know that.
For the dead trees.
No, actually, well, I had to persuade them that the tree that they thought was alive was dead. They had to come over and say, oh, yeah, it's dead.
Yeah. There's, how many ways can we count that there's been problems with this project? Yep, okay. So anyone else here for public comment? So it's the consent agenda here. We've got A through G. I move that we approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Any discussion about any of these?
Call the question.
Just on B, we will have a discussion about that,
Right. Okay,
Not
all in
here.
favor?
not in public, but.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now we get to the part where we're gonna discuss the budget because we thought we were gonna have some public input and we would have some, you know. We can go on through the rest of this and then if we don't get anybody in there by like, 9 o'clock, then I think okay. So let's move on to the next one, Humpo Marshlands. I think you remember at the last meeting, we got a presentation about it. So we need to, move to declare ourselves lead agency and type it. So I make a motion that the town of New Paltz take lead agency for the
Second.
Humboldt Marshland project.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is gonna be for conservation easement, so it's automatically a type 2. Okay, we also need to set a public hearing. We need to set the public hearing for November 20th at 7 p.m.
So moved.
Second?
I second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, capital project updates. These are just some of the ones we're working on, but the big one, the Plains Road Water District 5, this one has been in a limbo land since exactly this time last year.
Mm.
And it's now finally, it is moving, stuff is happening, it's happening, and either the last week in November or first week in December, the connections to homes are gonna start.
Wow.
Yeah, now water won't flow right away because they're gonna be done in sections. They're gonna, and spread out, kind of like do one section, chlorinate it, sample it, get the okay from the Department of Health, but they will keep moving that way.
Mhm.
And they will be contacting the folks to set up, to let them know when their time is coming and to find out, that folks will be there, will be home to let them in or whatever and work that way. So this is a big deal. It's still not over. They have estimated that kind of work could take 2 or even 3 months. They figure they can do maybe 2 homes a day. And then we still have some other things to wrap up, but it's happening. It's happening. It's very exciting. It's happening. Okay. I know. The Henry W., that was the main thing, is that they are replacing the plants and mulch and stuff. There's other things that still need to be worked on. Chris knows it better than anybody. issues with drainage, different things like that, that are still out there, but it is usable and things get done as there's time and money and so forth to do them. But yeah,
We are caught up with all the drainage.
you did?
Yeah,
All the
Oh,
drainage is
thank
done.
goodness, drainage done, all right.
thank you.
Chris, the snow removal issue.
Find out when it snows.
Huh?
We'll find out when it snows.
The telephone pole is moved, but
It's a
what,
daily discussion with Foreman how we're gonna do it.
yeah.
Okay,
The other thing is those grassy strips that have no guardrail or anything, they're gonna get bollards put in them, because when those things get covered with snow, you cannot tell where's the road, where's the path, where's
Mhm.
anything. There's not even curbs, there's nothing. So that's gonna get put in whenever we have to do it, yeah. Okay, Springtown Bridge. Okay, this is one where we got the Greenway organization provided $75,000 for a structural assessment of that bridge to see where the problems are. They've got that report, and now they're gonna be looking at providing us an analysis of what the different options are for addressing the problems, and they will be options that include, you know, different materials, different cost, and one of the things that's important is whatever these things weigh, that the structure can handle the type of materials and so forth. So we'll be getting that in the next month, I think. Then Ohioville wastewater treatment plant sewer 6, we have a new engineering firm involved, a new engineer of record. They're going back and very thoroughly assessing how that thing has been put together and working from the get-go and what the options are to have it performing as best it can and what the options are for handling what it can't do. But in a very reasonable way, not something that's gonna cost $4.5 million to go under the thruway and stuff like that. It's, our goal is to make sure that we meet the specs, the speedy specs for the effluent coming out, that the ammonia and the dissolved solids and things like that, all of that is meeting spec, which it has had trouble with in the past, but it's doing better now. So it's getting
is that the
fixed.
connection for the emergency center? That's,
No,
This is sewer 6.
for those other
this is on
properties?
Ohioville.
This is
Off of Highway as well.
Yeah, it's only what, 40 homes?
42 customers.
Yeah, it's small,
Sewer.
just sewer, yeah. How do you do that? Yeah,
Yeah, it's expensive for them too.
Yeah, it's
Because
expensive
it's
for
so
them.
few. You need to find somebody else to hook up to.
well, it can't handle a lot more, but
Yeah.
we're gonna take care of this problem. Finally, I've been going back looking at documents on this thing. It goes back to 87 to like, you know, it's crazy, and it's always had problems. It's always had problems, because it's low tech.
They still turned it on.
Yeah, there you go. So, but we're gonna fix it. It's gonna get fixed. Okay, that was a capital project updates. There's some equipment for sale at auction. I don't know what a gravelly walk behind tractor, gravelly?
Brink.
Gravely. Oh my gosh, everybody's been calling it gravelly. Okay. So you want to auction this off, you've had it for a long time, and it's time for it to go find another home. And the proceeds will go into the reserve fund for buildings and ground equipment, okay? And then we need authorization to approve the sale of a Ford Police Interceptor, a 2017. Apparently it's been in for work, and they said it's what it would cost to do the work on it, it's not worth it. So I don't know if someone will buy it for parts or whatever, but that would go into the police department vehicle reserve line, so.
Do we know when that was purchased? I know we purchased one last year. Is that the same one?
No, I don't think so.
I
It's a
hope not.
2017.
I really hope not. I don't know.
But it's
I thought it was
17.
older.
2007.
I get it, but doesn't mean
Yeah.
we didn't purchase it. We purchased something at auction last year, so I was just wondering.
I don't think
That
it's
was the
this.
truck
Oh, that
for
was
building. No,
No, there was
No,
another.
It will pay
it was a police.
Police
Ford.
vehicle?
But they're all police Ford Interceptors, so.
Yeah.
I know the other vehicle was that white thing that the building department uses.
Oh, that's
No, this is-
different.
No,
Is that-
for the
Okay,
youth center.
okay, do I
I
have
move
a
that we,
motion?
I move that we approve items A and B under 5, authorization for the sale at auction.
I
Second.
second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now this is one that's really exciting. Again, the pool.
$5 million?
You know
Okay.
what? Well, if you look at what needs to be done, it's that pool has been a problem for the last 25 years. There's stuff that was never done correctly in the first place and things that need to be fixed. So New York Swims is a grant that is either for building a pool, enlarging or expanding a pool, or renovating a pool and the auxiliary equipment with it. So it's a lot, but if we get the grant, we will be able to fix
We have to match any amount.
20%.
Do it.
That's $1
I mean,
million.
you can't lose, I mean, you can't. I mean, if we don't get it, it don't get done.
I mean, we spend that much money anyway on repairs. Why not spend it?
The main pool, the small pool, the bathhouse.
Over time.
Over time,
Yeah.
easily, we've spent
Well,
that.
it's leaking water too. It's leaking and they haven't been able to fix it. It needs to be dug up and redone. The whole bathhouse is disgusting and it needs the roof replaced. It's like, these things have been not doing, yeah,
The same since I was a child.
yeah.
Very similar. I would just like to renew my very often said, expressed sentiment that we consider very strongly making this pool more available to more of our community,
Mhm.
especially in as much as the rising heat is an environmental issue. And we are responsible also for, our different, all levels of income people to be able to swim. It's an environmental justice issue with the rising temperature. So we need to really consider doing as we did in the county and making it available to SNAP and heat recipients. I know that that's a funny thing to say at this moment with the way SNAP is going,
But
but
still,
that's the way you evaluate
Right.
who would be able to have a free membership.
right, and,
And it's a walking distance for some of our
Right.
communities.
right.
Where most of our apartment complexes
It's
are.
gotta be apartment complexes.
So yeah, I absolutely agree.
Why
Absolutely.
don't you make a motion for that?
That was my motion.
Okay, is
Second.
that a separate motion from signing the
But the
grant?
question is, yeah, that's why I didn't make a motion, because what do we?
Right
do we
now,
do
we've
a
got,
resolution for that? I mean, I move that we.
I
make
agree.
it-
I mean, I think the membership should be reevaluated so that people can get in. I think that people who are low income should be able to get it. It's a town pool.
And I
they
will
should
say
be able
that
to
Jim
use it.
Pinger does take the youth center kids there, but that's a fraction of our
right,
population.
and
who
the
could-
Y
who
summer
should
camp
and
goes
could
there
be
too,
using it.
yeah, but no, I absolutely agree, and I think there had been a suggestion for whoever got free lunch, and then everybody got free lunch, so I think it's nap.
But when I said free lunch, that's what I meant, the
Yeah.
napping for kids.
Yeah.
That's how you determine
take-
actual free lunch,
Right.
not.
So can we,
Let's
so
take
I
the
make a
vote
motion?
We'll
on
do
the
the-
20%.
and then we make that a
Vote on
P.
And then we'll
we'll
vote
make
on
that
the
B.
So I make a motion. Do we already get the swims motion
So,
made?
no, we-
Rosanna?
It's a
Not yet,
resolution.
we
No?
need to move to sign the grant application, and then we have a resolution that.
So
Rosanna,
moved.
okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Rosanna, I know you don't have the written resolution, but can you just do the roll call and let us, do
Just for the record, that 20% $1 million will come from
bonds?
bonds, not our reserve funds.
No, sir, bonds.
So we will borrow the 20%. Okay,
Thank you for clarifying bond.
right,
Smart.
okay. Which
You have
was
a
the
cold.
budget.
No, so the mask is just because I'm worried about catching a cold when we go.
Oh,
It's just how it happens too. You're right, Ronnie.
Okay, no, that's a good question. That's a perfectly valid one to
That's a good
ask.
Just, yeah, public beware. Next administration, be aware.
Won't be able to fix the pool for $1 million. We won't fix it for $1 million. If we were to just spend $1 million.
It's more than the pool, really, when you talk about the building, et cetera.
Yeah, it's the big pool.
it's the complex.
Yeah.
It's the complex, not just the
The
pool.
pool, it's the
Yeah.
whole complex.
It's everything that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And the parking lot also.
Some of it, yeah, that's considered auxiliary, but not everything. I mean, the grant people have criteria,
Okay.
What's that?
It's Rosanna.
Sorry, that's my sick, sorry, that's my sick child.
Oh, feel better.
Okay,
Thanks.
all right, so let's do roll call and then we'll do votes and she can record that, okay? Okay, would you please do roll call, Rosanna?
Is this the one about the memberships
This is the one
No.
about the resolution to submit
SWIM
the application.
project.
Number
for the
6.
grant? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Supervisor Amanda Gatto,
Here,
Councilmember Randall Leverett,
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Kitty Brown,
Here,
Councilmember Essie Lewis,
Present.
Councilmember Edgar Rodriguez.
Present.
okay, so the town board approves the resolution. The town board adopts the resolution approving the application submitted to New York Swims project. It was effective October 30th. That was the deadline. We can withdraw it if we didn't do it, so. Okay, we call the vote, Rosanna?
Supervisor Amanda Gatto,
Aye.
Councilmember Randall Leverett,
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Kitty Brown,
aye.
Councilmember Essie Lewis,
Aye.
and Councilmember Edgar Rodriguez.
Aye.
Okay, now let's do part B.
So
Do you want to do part B?
I just wanted to comment. So there is a document attached to the resolution that the public is interested that describe, this is posted also.
Yes, it is.
That describes in rather great detail the $5.2 million budget,
Right.
which does include the parking lot.
Yeah.
To some
Part
extent.
of it, yeah, not the whole.
And it is a grant
The grant.
with the exception of the 20% match,
Mhm.
Yes.
which is the $1 million you
And I
calculate.
hate to be negative, but if we don't get the grant,
We don't do it.
We just
We just
Struggle.
withdraw it and then figure it out.
Another
no, if we
year.
don't get the grant,
Then what?
then what?
Then,
Cross that bridge when we get
We'll
there.
have to, yeah, so they announced the awards in December, so we'll know
Very, in a
before the
few
end of the
weeks.
year.
All right.
Okay, my motion, I move that we make memberships free to SNAP and HEAP recipients.
Second.
third, for discussion, should, the first, every resident of New Paltz,
Oh, that'd be great.
you know, let's start with residents of New
Yeah,
Paltz on
sure.
SNAP.
Yeah.
And that they
Yes, that
get
is what I
first
meant.
come, first serve,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, and then.
Is it a specific amount? I've never been to the pool.
Well, we
so-
haven't
Oh,
figured,
I-
Maybe this summer you will.
yeah,
No.
They're not
So-
there.
What the membership
You can
do
afford it.
distinguish between residents and non-residents. And so this will be only apply to residents.
To residents of New Paltz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
residents in the.
Right. So we may have to raise the rate for non-residents in order,
Okay with that.
which is fine.
I'm okay with
We've
that.
already, it's in the budget for next year. We
Right.
have raised it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the motion is to, New Paltz residents who are eligible for SNAP or HEAP have free entry to the pool.
Yes.
Okay.
So you make
Yeah,
the
we-
motion.
Second.
Second.
we third.
Second.
We had
Aye.
that discussion.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Rosanna, did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, there is a NICOMCO lease for these, radios. And the lease rate is $240 a month for 72 months for 6 years.
What?
These
which
are-
radios.
They're emergency radios that are in the town hall, at this recycle center, it's so that communications
Stay,
between, yeah,
continue.
police and everybody, right? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the re-levy for unpaid water and sewer bills. When folks, for whatever reason, don't pay their water and sewer bills, it gets added to their property tax. And that's what this page shows, is how much it,
Right.
yeah, so yeah. It's in
Okay.
there somewhere. Anyway, that's how we cover the money, because
Yeah, got
the
it.
water and sewer have been used, the facilities have been used, the water has been used, so we have to recover it. So that's how it happens. And so,
So moved.
second,
Amanda, all these folks,
yeah.
2 pages of it, okay.
And sometimes people forget or they move, or I don't know what happens, but something happens.
Some distinguished,
I'm surprised as
Maybe
well,
excellent.
but sometimes people lose track of stuff. So, okay. Oh, I did have this. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's what she just did. So I move that we accept the 2025 re-levy, unpaid water and sewer bills.
Second.
Yes, I moved it already.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay,
Vote.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now I got my papers on this. The next thing we have is, okay, what else? Okay, this is one that has to do, this has to do with Water District 5. Authorization to pay Merit Construction, Inc. payout number 12 in the amount of $95,000 of retainage. So we have been holding these people's money, retaining a certain percent of it and holding it to assure that they complete the job. They have been waiting to complete the job. They are now ready. They have done about 90% of the job.
Okay.
So we are still holding on to about $20,000 to $30,000, but we can give them back this money now.
Are they gonna complete the job?
Yes, they've been the best ones we've had working on this
Okay,
project.
so pay them.
So I move that we pay Merit Construction $95,000 of retainage.
Second,
Any discussion?
Just, it's only for Merit, not Butler Construction?
That's right. Only Merit. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Okay, authorization to hire Janine Mayer from Civil Service List to the Finance Department as account clerk at the rate of $24.64 an hour plus water and sewer stipend effective November 24th. This one's related to the one below.
Right.
So there was some issue with civil service and the list. And so if you recall at our last meeting,
Yeah.
we had approved the transfer of Jen Matera from the
Yeah.
Justice Court to the Finance,
Mhm.
thinking that the list, we had met all the requirements and
Right.
she was eligible. And then unfortunately, the civil service group told us that the list was still open and we had to take someone who was on the list because Jen was not on the list. So that's what's happening. So let's authorize rescinding the transfer. I'd rather do it in that order.
Okay, so I move that we hire Janine Meyer at the rates in this memo,
Effective November 24th.
effective November 24th.
Second,
Any discussion?
Assistant.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
I print for it. No, I'm sorry, just, a side conversation because my agenda ends on 11 item and then,
Always.
the one that's posted.
oh, we can
outside,
go then.
I tell you what, when we get to 12, I will tell you about this one, because anyway, I'll tell you. So can we go ahead
Came
and,
out. Boy.
all in favor?
Aye,
Right. And then 11, rescind the
so
transfer.
moved.
Second?
Okay.
Second.
Any
So sad.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
What a shame.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, this one, this guy on the 30th,
Which item is this now?
now we're down to
New
12.
York Power Authority.
NYPA. So I got on September 30th, some information that they were checking to make sure they had all of our meters correct and that they would be sending us, a cost sheet. I said, great, send it as soon as possible. Well, it came in on the 4th and I was kind of busy on the 4th. And so I didn't see it. And it said, this is good for 24 hours.
Oh, man.
So anyway, so here's the deal. This is their NYPA rates that we pay for all of the electricity. It's not Central Hudson, that's the delivery. This is the electricity itself. And so their new contract, they have 3 options. One is the standard, I don't want to call it the dirty old electricity business. Then there's the 50% and then there's the 100%. And then you can get it for 1, 2, or 3 years. So I'm proposing that we go with the 100% for 1 year, and this is the rate that it would be 10 cents, 10.7 cents per kilowatt hour. And if you want to see how that compares, I brought this with.
Well, I'll second that while you're.
Okay, here it is. Okay, so last year, our rate. Last year actually we did it for 2 years, from 23 to 25, 23 to, well, maybe we did it for 3 years. it was, option 3 was 7.2 cents a kilowatt hour. And now it's 10. Everything's gone up. The rates have gone up.
Well, it's not like we can't not do it, right?
Right.
So,
So the real question is, the difference is if you were to go with the standard market product, it is 6.948 cents a kilowatt hour. If you went with the 51% green, it's 7.036 cents per kilowatt hour. If you go with 100% green, it's 7.218 cents per kilowatt hour.
and your recommendation is that we go with this 10 cent per kilowatt hour. for a
Right.
Term of
Oh,
one,
I read you the wrong ones. That's what it used to be. Yeah,
which is
it's
100% green.
100% green, but only for 1 year.
Second.
We got a motion, all the vote?
Call the vote. Let's
Was there any
go.
discussion?
No,
All
let's
in
go.
favor?
Let's go.
We're a climate smart community, we gotta do it.
Put our
Yeah,
Yeah, and you
money in
know,
our mouth. and-
absolutely.
that's right. Okay, liaison report?
We didn't, did we call the vote?
Aye.
All in
Aye.
favor? Sorry, Rosanna.
Okay.
Okay, do we have really good, interesting liaison reports? Anybody have something good?
I got real quick on the public access. The guy from Charter has been working with Rosanna to coordinate the documents necessary for them to transmit that stuff to the Public Service Commission. So that's done. And then at the public access meeting, we had a conversation about looking at Planet Network
Oh,
for instead of,
is it a little bit
Spectrum.
late for that dude?
no, because they don't provide us internet.
Oh, for
It's just, this
internet.
is for internet, so it's fiber, it's high speed, and they apparently don't have business plans, but it's like $49 a month, which essentially cuts in half the cost for the public access channel. So they're gonna look into that. I don't know whether or not it's available yet, but it is something that may show up next year for whoever's doing it, so.
I tell you what, I see them putting stuff up on telephone poles all over town.
Well, I think they are available in New Paltz, but it's in certain areas.
Mhm.
But it's, I can tell you, I mean, I pay 100 and something for my internet for the house.
Yeah, it's not.
And I would love a $50 internet bill with Planet Network, and it would be fiber optic, and it's pretty darn fast. So,
Okay, well, to keep us informed as to what they find out.
yep.
Anybody else have a liaison report?
I have not written it out yet, but there was a Climate Smart Task Force meeting on Tuesday night, and they are very anxious that we really begin to develop a climate action plan. They'll be very happy that we've gone with this electricity option.
Yeah.
Jill Londa will be attending a meeting on battery energy storage systems in Marbletown. There was a lot more stuff, and I'm sorry, I have not written the report, but I will write it and it will be in your mailbox.
Okay. What I can tell you is what happened today, that I was invited to, but something very urgent came up, I wasn't able to go. But the Sustainable Ulster County, the group so it was Climate Action, and it was this group called Cool Refrigerants.
Yeah.
And then our recycle group, in the month of May, they did that whole thing of collecting, and so they got an award for that.
Oh,
Yeah. And so I'm sorry I didn't get to go, but hopefully we'll hear all about it, and yeah, so that was cool. Okay, any other liaison reports? No? Okay, all right, I move that we go into executive session.
We still have one agenda item that we agreed to.
I think we need to talk about it in executive
Oh,
session.
you want to have that discussion?
So this is for the purpose of discussing work history of particular persons and pending litigation.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. I move that we come out of executive session.
So moved.
On favor?
Aye.
we're going to ask our,
No, not
No.
specifics.
okay,
No, Yeah.
Taking action,
We're taking an action
not with personnel matter.
with the personnel matter, yeah, to follow up on a personnel, matter.
Okay.
Okay,
There was another one though.
and that was it.
No,
No, there's not another one?
No,
You want,
Okay.
okay, all right,
You wanna-
so,
illegal, the other thing,
Yeah, we made a decision to do something.
I say write these things down.
we are supposed to take minutes.
Yes, I say write these
Just-
things down and you're trying to do it from memory.
that's as far as we need to go. That
Okay,
was
got
executive
it.
session. All right,
Cool, cool.
I move that we adjourn.
So
Wait,
moved.
wait, Amanda, you have to do the budget.
Oh.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I move we accept the budget.
All right, so let's close the public hearing,
Okay,
that's
close the
on
public
favor?
hearing.
Okay,
I knew that was
We
gonna
have to accept the
happen.
budget?
so we
Yeah.
adopt the budget as final.
Okay, so I second that we close the public hearing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I move that we adopt the preliminary budget as the final budget.
So moved.
Second,
Any
Do we have to do it
discussion?
now?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Must?
Running
Must.
out of time.
no, the
we
20th,
had
unless we
20th.
have a special meeting.
Oh, I thought we.
I thought we had until the 20th.
Yeah, but-
It's supposed to be up there by the 20th, isn't it?
Yeah, it has
Yeah,
to
it's gotta be up
The
there by
cover
the
sheet
20th.
says 20th.
I mean, we've looked at it, right? We've all made our comments. We've had all this time to look at it. and-
Did you have
right?
something?
We've
Ed?
had 3
Did you
meetings
have
on it.
something? Did you have something for the budget?
Yeah, I did, but, you
No,
know,
go ahead. No, that's why
given
we're
the
here.
climate of the times, it's not, well,
Well, we've
Edgar.
had, this is our 3rd meeting on the budget.
But if he has something, we need to hear it.
Do you want to add something, subtract something?
yes.
Okay,
That has to do with the salaries for town supervisor and council persons.
okay.
I think, those figures have been frozen. I mean, we have, the town, the budget put in for the town supervisor is 1/3 of the highest paid person in the town board.
Mhm.
And a town supervisor has a responsibility of the entire ship.
Are you trying to tell me that? Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so, and you propose freezing it, and I disagree with that. And in fact, I think, for the future, in order to recruit people, you know, to do this kind of hard work, I think that there should be an incentive and that their salaries should be increased, both the council persons and the town supervisor. And I don't have a vested interest because I'm not running and I'm not coming back, in January. That was one of the major concerns that I had with it.
So one of the reasons why I've held that not making a lot out of it is because this is a position of public service and not financial gain. You do have to be dedicated to do it. It should not be something that someone who needs that money for their livelihood should not be able to have happen. That's the other reason why I also think there should be term limits for the supervisor.
Should be what?
Term limits for the supervisor. I think if you come in and you have the possibility of 8 full years to do your program, you should be able to get it done in that time and not stay on longer, making it your career path. So those are 2 things that I believe, and that's reflected in this budget. I did not cut the supervisor's salary, although I did say that next year, if I was elected, I was going to reduce it because, again, I don't think that your pay should be coloring your decision on the policies and the things that you're doing. So that's just my own personal thing.
So I just want to say that when you make it a issue about money in that way, that, you know, it has to be something that somebody doesn't need, then you make it so that only a certain group of people can have the job, right? Because some people do need the money to be able to do it, and we do want to have diverse populations and difference in thought and all that. So to make it such that you have to already be wealthy to
You
have
don't
the
have to be
job
wealthy.
and not need the pay, to me, narrows the field of who can have it, and thus how decisions are made. And so that piece is concerning for me.
That's fine, and when whoever comes and does the budget next year wants to change it, they can change it.
I work for a nickel a day.
Say that again?
I said I work for a nickel a
I
day.
mean, we all do for this,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
And it has had, I mean, at least for me, really life-altering implications and something that goes far beyond money and my time and energy. And so, you know, for it to be just a money thing and somebody has to have enough money and it's not about money, is like, it's a narrow view.
Okay, well, unfortunately, it was mine. It was my budget. It's been up for discussion like 3 times. So that's where it is. If the
So,
board wants to vote to change that,
does that have to be in the form of a motion or what? I mean, is that a motion?
no, that's his comment, that's his input.
So how do you make a change to the budget?
We'd all have to vote on it.
You
So
have to make the motion.
you have to make the motion. What did you want to raise
I
it?
don't know one, I don't have a number. I was wondering if we had any information about what other town supervisors are paid or what the average is in Ulster County. We don't have
It
that.
varies a lot. Some of them get paid extra as being the treasurer. They get an extra stipend for that. This has never been the case in New Paltz.
Sean gone, what?
Okay,
They
well,
half-time, right?
Oh, yeah, some of them are only part-time.
Part-time. I mean, and board members are part-time. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
a full-time,
board
this isn't a
members-
full-time job, so.
No,
it'd be-
supervisor.
It's not even part-time pay.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's certainly not part-time.
what you get for being on the board, that stipend or that amount you get, is to pay for your gas, or if you have to print things, or if you buy Adobe Pro on your own. It's not meant to cover you for your time that you do.
Right.
That's silly, of course.
You
it's-
don't even get
which-
retirement, right?
Which I did. I bought Adobe Acrobat so I could read all of the documents that we have to attach. So, I know what we did. We agreed to, continue our role in the, lawsuit that's being brought against us.
Would you like to not talk about those things?
Okay.
Thank you.
So anyway, I hear you. I think for next year's budget, that's a great idea. But, you know, we have 4 people who ran to serve on this board at those salaries. And I'm grateful that they are willing to do that. And when they're sitting here next year and they have a look around, if they want to raise those salaries, I think that would be the time to do it.
I thought it was spare them their grief and make the decision on our watch, because I think it's the right thing to do.
So
If you want to,
call the vote?
if you want to have a diversity of people who work on this, okay? Not everyone, I mean, quite frankly, I didn't even know I was gonna be paid for this. I was surprised, because I volunteer all the time, but I have the means, I
Can
can
we
do
call
that.
the vote? I mean, you've made your point, I've made mine.
In order for this to go, it's gonna have to go back.
Okay, then
Dean, right?
I
I mean, it's
make
good.
a motion that the salaries for the 5 board members be increased by 5%.
Second.
Any more discussion? I call the vote. All in
Well, it
favor?
didn't get to a vote. There's only a motion and a second.
That's what happens.
We've
when you
been
vote.
having discussion. I said, is there any more discussion? And I call the vote.
Aye.
Nay.
No,
I say yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
It's
Good
good to hear
idea.
your
We'll get to
opinion.
it next
It's
year.
important. It's just, not the time. All right, now can we adjourn the meeting?
I motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Wait,
second.
did we pass the budget,
So moved.
Rosanna?
I know we didn't.
No, there was no final vote on the budget. There was a
Okay.
motion and a second.
Okay, there was a motion and second to adopt the budget as final.
Right, and then we had more discussion.
So, and we,
So call the vote. Let's be done with it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Nay.
I make a motion, we go into executive session
So moved.
for the purpose of discussing the work history of a particular person.
Tom had a quick point of
Well,
information.
can we do that when we come back?
Yeah.
Because
We gotta,
20
we gotta
minutes
do
is-
this.
you know, these things are a lot to cover, okay?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh.
Aye.
Oh.